gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the Hub City in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. And your co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as always, is the full-time part-timer who still's got his mic muted. It's unmuted now. It's Ian Garavaglia. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Yeah, definitely did not just get home yet again right before the recording. Definitely was on time. I was on time this time, so we're moving forward. But yeah, a lot of wrestling happened this past weekend, and is still happening. And I feel like there's another event already coming up, so I'm excited to talk about it and update the boys. But I think there's somebody missing. Tucky is not here, and I think he hates me.
That's the rumor. So obviously you can see this isn't Tuck below us. Producer
Tuck.
Bert's in the house.
Yeah,
Bert, how we doing?
Hey, Bert.
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Tuck messaged us on Facebook, and he said, well, Mister didn't let me know that I'm on dad duty tonight, so shout out to Augie and Tuck, who might be watching, so say hi to them. We'll say hi.
We'll get you.
Nobody's in the chat yet, but I'm sure we'll get some people trickling in, and right when I say that, somebody does. Look at that. Eric on cue. What's going on? Eric's in the house. I'm sure he's ready to talk a little bit about the Rumble. And surprisingly, Ian, good news for you. We're going to talk about AEW today. How about that?
Yeah, it's my only company that I watch, actually, so yay.
Wow. That's not true. You watched the Royal Rumble, didn't you?
I did watch it. I spent $30 on that.
You watched it, you paid for it, and you talked about it on the Dusty Finish.
I did, and then I canceled my subscription.
Oh, I mean, that's not dumb, right, Brett? That's kind of smart.
Be a pirate. Just be
Yeah.
a pirate.
Yeah,
I mean, you get it at least for the rest of the month, right? Or I don't know if you did it monthly or whatever, but like
You would get it for the rest of the month, but what else are you going to do for the month?
Cycle.
Exactly.
But exactly. So it's like, why? It's a waste of $30. Just pull up a fucking streaming site like everybody else in the world has done.
Sell
for the
your
last
data.
Decade. Nobody's selling data. Good Lord.
These ads are getting pretty personal, I'll tell you what.
And that's
Well,
why you have
because
an
they're
ad
listening
blocker.
to us. They listen to us. You say something, there's always a microphone listening to you somewhere. Like right now. And I feel bad for the people that have to listen to me because I have talked a lot of wrestling this week.
Daily now.
Like a lot of wrestling. If you didn't see the news, guys, there is this new morning show on the Main Event Wrestling Network, and it's called Kayfabe Coffee. I've actually seen Eric in the chats a time or two, so shout out to Eric. He's a big fan of the Main Event Wrestling Network, and it really has picked up some steam. We got over 100 views on every single episode so far. More of a laid-back kind of thing going on over there. Ian, Brett, I don't know if you got a chance to check it out yet, but I got to get you on one of these mornings.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on
There'll be weekend shows, too. It's not just going to be weekdays.
Mornings are tough for me, regardless, because I got a child that wakes up at 6 a.m. on the dot and then at 8 o'clock on the dot. And from 6 to 8, I'm ready to run through a wall for multiple reasons. It could be because it's 6 a.m. and my son's already asking me to Hulk smash him through a bed. And then on the other side of it, it's 6 o'clock in the morning and my body doesn't want to be awake because half the time I'm not going to bed until midnight. So, but But that being said, I can usually make time, especially on days that Colson has school. So
here's also the benefit: we're an hour early, so we kind of have the morning shows are honestly easier than the late shows. So
I guess
and they really are different vibes too. Because if you ever caught one of our late night streams, they get a little out of hand at times, but the morning's more of a casual conversation. I had Jayhawk from the Indie Wrestling Guide stop by for episode 2. Literally have never had a conversation with that man in my entire life. He hopped on the show. We did it for 50 minutes like we've been best friends, and that's what it's all about here at the Main Event Wrestling Network. We out you indeed, Great Brown Hope. Speaking of the network, no burp pool tonight. What gives?
No, it's 1,000,000 degrees upstairs in my penthouse area of my house, and if I put that mask on, I might pass out. So,
fair enough.
That would be entertainment, though.
I mean,
this would be entertainment too. Eric said he's a supervisor at Kroger. One of his employees asked him to get something from the top shelf, and he carried her on his shoulders like it was a wrestling match. I mean, that's kind of a dedicated employee right there. He should get Employee of the Month, I think.
Somebody should have walked up in front of him and gave him the thumbs down, and he just
and then he just drops the lady there.
Evolution heel turn.
Wow. Missed opportunity there for Eric. Think about that next time. And also think about showing some love to our merch store, because that's the best way that we can keep the lights on over here at OTM, because if you didn't know, Mr. OTM is unemployed. We got this sweatshirt right here, that t-shirt that Ian's wearing behind me. I got a snapback. I got coffee mugs. I'm probably forgetting a few things, Ian, but I tell you what, that OTF&M shirt, Bill Moss loves it. A lot of other people love it. Honorary Mark shirt, #1 seller. Great stuff.
Yeah, I remember the first time I bought the shirt, by the way. It's a very stretchy material, so it was always like a really like skin-tight shirt. Now it's loose, and I might need to buy a new one.
So you're basically just bragging that you lost weight.
I've lost weight. Wow.
You look good. We're all looking good. All of us have lost weight. All the boys are back in the gym. You love to see it. The vibes are high. And if you didn't realize it, guys, everybody loved the Royal Rumble this weekend. Right?
Yeah. From all the
Saudi crowd did.
All the reels and notifications I've seen.
I tell
might
you
have
what,
been the best Rumble ever.
Some are saying that, and by some, I think it's the people that were actually in attendance there in Saudi Arabia. RIP to the Zebros, indeed. We're definitely going to be getting to that. And it really wasn't that bad. That's kind of sarcasm on our end. When, like I said earlier, me and Ian got the chance to talk about it a little bit on the Dusty Finish, which you can go check out on the Main Event Wrestling Network YouTube channel to get more of a breakdown for us. But the reason we wanted to talk Rumble is because, A, we didn't do it here on OTM, the flagship show, and B, we want to hear what Bert has to think about the Royal Rumble, because this is the only show that we get to talk to him on. So let's start at the very beginning here from the Royal Rumble. As we know now, Liv Morgan wins the Women's Royal Rumble, and it was electric Final 3 as Sol Ruca from NXT was involved in that Final 3, and the returning Tiffany Stratton. And like I said, Ian, we got the chance to talk about it, so I'm going to go to Brett here first. Overall, Brett, I would personally say, and I think Ian would agree with me as well, that we preferred the Women's Rumble over the Men's Rumble because I think it created a little bit more stars on the women's side of things. But as a whole, how did you feel about this Women's Rumble?
I think it was a good match. Had a lot of action. I enjoyed it in terms of like the work that was actually done in the ring, because a lot of the people that you had in there were NXT people, right? I mean, there weren't really any flagship, quote-unquote, surprises, right? Outside of...
The surprises were NXT talent.
Brie Bella, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a big surprise, though. That's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise for Saudi. But, looking at what we had talked about previously about this match, it was kind of clear where or what we thought was going to happen in terms of Liv potentially taking it if Bianca Belair didn't come back,
right,
and all those things, including a push of Raquel Rodriguez as well from Liv, which when that happened, I got giddy. I was like, yeah, that I figured that was going to happen, and obviously that's going to keep working through. But ultimately, at the end of the day, again, I think it was entertaining. I was happy for Liv finally being the winner, considering she's been runner-up for most of everything in her career. So it was good to see. Again, had exciting moments. I I hate doing this because I know it's a big complaint to a lot of people, but like the fans not being behind it, and I get the location, I understand it, but the fans not being behind it like just killed the overall vibe of the wrestling. I don't want to say the wrestling arena. It
usually does,
but it just kind of it made it feel like it wasn't as good as it actually was, because I think it was definitely passable, and I thought it was a little bit better then.
I'd like to apologize first off here because my picks were horrible. My picks spent a total, I think, of 10 seconds in the Royal Rumble.
That was tough.
I do want to preface this with saying that I did have the backups. I said if those two don't win, I think it'll be Liv Morgan or Roman Reigns. So credit to me for at least getting the backups right. But holy hell, Bianca not being there was a surprise. I don't really want to focus too much on any of the negatives or maybe the misses that they had, Ian. A name that I didn't even mention, that I think we didn't even talk about much on the Dusty finish, was the woman that drew number 3, Kiana James. She's somebody we really haven't seen much of, at least in ring with her pairing with Julia, but I thought she had a really good showing as well. Was there anybody else that stood out to you in this Women's Rumble?
Yep. Well, number one, so I'll start with Kiana James. Obviously, I've been very vocal. I don't watch NXT as much. I'm not very familiar with that. And Kiana James is one of those names that I've heard many, many times and don't really know her character all too much. I wish WWE would kind of display it, help us out a little bit, and kind of not necessarily push her, but just give her a shot. Because what she did in the Rumble, I remember the name now. I remember the face. I remember the look. She's incredible in the ring. Another one is Lash Legend. Lash Legend she's going to be a megastar at some point. I don't know when that's going to be. I don't know if that's going to be within this next year, but they have their crosshairs on Lash Legend, and I think I talked about it this past weekend. She has a good hold of how kind of large she is, and that's not a bad thing. It's just she's unique. Her look is unique.
She knows how to use her body.
Yeah, and she's like 6'3" or something, absolutely jacked to the gills. Like, yeah, use that. And she has personality on top of it. So, in my opinion, if Jade Cargill is taking notes, she should be looking at Lash Legend, in my opinion.
I think that's going to be the matchup. If Bianca isn't good enough to come back over the next few months, I think ultimately that could be a matchup that they eye down the road. Or it could be
for Jade?
For Jade Cargill at this point, because they kind of just have like a random somebody coming in. Oh, you pissed Jade off? Oh, okay, Jade's going to go and squash you in a match, which is fine. I'm okay with that angle, but also let's get an actual competitor who can compete for that title, or that we know could potentially take that title off her, to give us at least that chase of, okay, maybe Jade will lose that championship. But I think that is something to keep an eye on. It's something that ran through my mind when she was doing as well as she was in the Rumble. But I completely agree.
I'll tell you what, though, Jade needs to defend that title. I don't know what they're doing booking her as the champion if you're not going to have her defend it, Triple H. It's been, I think, 2 months now that she's been champion, and I don't think
Paul run.
It's terrible. Eric, we're not going to address that question, unfortunately, on the air. But who is your top men's pick? It was Braun Breaker, which, let's be honest, if Braun was in the Rumble, he probably would have had a good chance. Kind says, I'm happy with Liv. I think the final 3 was great, too. Liv belongs in the title scene. But I don't think she needed this as much as others. Shocked AJ Lee didn't show up. And Brett, I was kind of surprised we didn't see AJ Lee as well in this match.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how that kind of shakes out. I've read some behind the scene things about some certain things that she's got going on that just don't line up right now with the WWE. So, and that was kind of the expectation that the WWE understood. Like, she's got other obligations and things that will take precedence over wrestling. And that's just how it is nowadays, especially with her being an author and amongst other things as far as her self-promotion and things like that. So, I was surprised. Again, I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier in the lack thereof in terms of the women's match. But I did like seeing the younger talent as opposed to bringing back people aren't going to win. They'll get a pop, great. But then it's just like, okay, see ya, we're on to the next.
Yeah, that's why I know a lot of the Rumble hype was surrounded around surprises and returns like that in the past, but they have a deep enough roster to where they can just utilize everybody that they have on the internal roster. They don't need to rely on those legends to come back and steal a spot from somebody that's worked the entire year and earned that spot.
Yep.
And I think the game, like we're gonna talk, I think the same applies for the men's Royal Rumble. It's you have so many kind of megastars that you're not ashamed. Like it used to be Royal Rumble, there was 2, maybe 3 that were like, oh, they could probably win it. Mm-hmm. Usually it was just 1. Usually it was, oh, he's gonna win the Rumble. Like going into this year, we thought it was gonna be Sami Zayn because trying to think into the mind, it was like, oh, that's gonna be a really good pop, really good moment. That didn't happen. He wasn't even in the Rumble. So every single competitor that enters that ring for a Royal Rumble should be either this could be their moment. Roxanne Perez last year, lasting as long as she did, that was awesome. That was incredible. No one expected it. Yep. And I know they have the Iron Man spots all the time, but it's usually like somebody that's, everybody knows they're a good worker. I like the surprises with that. It doesn't need to be a cheap pop of, oh, look who's back. It's so-and-so from 20 years ago. And another thing with the Women's Royal Rumble, why I thought it was amazing, was I talked about it last weekend. They were in that ring with a chip on their shoulder. They were clearly trying to set a precedent for that entire pay-per-view and show that crowd what women's wrestling's all about.
No doubt. And when that buzzer hit, and then we got to hear Brie Mode, I was very surprised.
I turned it off right on the spot.
Didn't need to hear that song ever again in my life. And everybody knows our opinions on the Bella Twins, but I am going to say something positive here. I'm going back to what I said earlier. I think this was a very good, heartwarming moment for Brie Bella. And that's about it. That's the nicest I'm going to be. It was a heartwarming moment. I don't need to see her back, but we are seeing her back, I think, guys. It seems like on Monday Night Raw. That basically was their promo saying that they're back. We could have done that in an email.
They could have done that on a different show for all
Yeah.
I care. I'm over it. I've said it a decade ago. I said it, a million times at this point when I'm on here. I don't understand it. I get that they were the best of the 3 divas that were there a decade ago. But them coming back and then being like, oh, this tag team division, we don't need you at all. It doesn't need you in the slightest bit. It's actually been great over the last month and a half. And now we're going to add 2 older, wrestlers who
on the back end of their careers.
And then Nikki hasn't looked great in solo competition. So it's like, I get bringing Brie back to kind of supplement that a little bit. But why am I
There is an
interested in it?
audience for it. It's not us. It's the female audience that like Total Divas. It's the young women wrestling
There's a male
fans.
audience that enjoys seeing them on TV too.
Well,
Let's
the
be
people that
honest.
probably just find them attractive.
Correct, but also I think they're kind of trying to go off the Tiffany Stratton when they brought her back, and when she had the run, that little singles run, I thought.
You mean Trish Stratus?
Oh,
not
Trish
Tiffany.
Stratus.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to say
yeah.
Tiffany
Yeah.
Stratton. I'm like, huh?
Yeah, when they brought her back.
Trish Stratus,
Like
yeah.
Trish
He did
Stratus.
come back to that same night, but
I mean, they kind of are the same.
Yeah.
Like, I get where we're going here.
No, Trish Stratus, she was incredible, especially for tail end of her career, and she went out in a great way. So I think they're trying to redo that magic with the Bella Twins, and it's just not clicking.
well, Trish, Bellas, either of them, Brie or Nikki. Trish was upper echelon.
Oh, yeah. Trish
when
is
she
Mount
was-
Rushmore women's
when
talent.
she was wrestling regardless. So even her coming back,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh yeah, she's incredibly talented regardless. It's like the Breeze for me, Brie and Nikki. I get so frustrated because it's like I just remember watching them, in the 2010s, and I was like, God, I cannot wait until they're off my television. And then I saw that they had the Bella Show or whatever the hell that was
Total Bellas,
on
yeah.
A&E or whatever the hell they filmed it on. And I was like, please get them. There's no way they're this interesting. There's no way.
Yeah,
And they still continue to ruin my life. That's basically what's happening.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about them anymore because I don't want to ruin your life any longer. But I do want to say hello to Dirk Vogus, who's in the chat. And I'll tell you what, Dirk, that's a great name.
Anybody named Dirk sounds like a stand-up individual.
What a name, right? Dirk Van Fleet.
It's a great name.
It is a great name. That's what people say. I wonder if people that listen back on the audio form are always confused when we drop the Dirk thing.
I hope so. I really hope
Anybody listening at a later date, please speak up. I know I say this often, but nobody actually does speak up. Are there actual audio listeners out there? We want to know.
Yeah,
Let us know.
That'd be great.
But while you're here, go to YouTube, subscribe, because that's how we want to actually make our money in the future.
Ring the bell.
Yeah,
Put
ring
the
the bell,
notifications on.
ring it, as Triple H said when was that? When
Ring
Randy
it.
Orton was cashing in
Oh, yeah.
on Daniel Bryan. Yep. Oh, even Ian knew that one.
Yeah,
Remember that one? SummerSlam.
Look at you, Ian. Hell yeah. Oh,
I do remember this.
Here's a fun fact for you. I had a SummerSlam review for that show. It's on YouTube right now. I could send it to you after this. It was 13 seconds long.
You hated it.
No, I loved it. I go,
Oh.
If you don't believe me, I predicted that finish to a T. Go watch the old video. And then I signed
That
off.
was it. That was
And I did. I did call the Randy turn, the Triple H thing. And that was early in my days. So that's like me seeing the vision a little too soon, I thought. But now it's kind of a
predicted the
blessing and
vision
a
too?
curse. No, not that.
Oh, okay.
Never forget that after WWE CW, Bellas were only kept around as valets for special guests of Raw. Brett, that was around your time.
Yep, that's exactly
You
right.
remember that.
They didn't have talent, and they still don't. Sorry.
Worst
I'm done.
part-
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're done with them. The worst part for me is that they're not even on the back end of their career. Yeah, they are.
Well,
I'm glad
more,
Dirk,
more athletic than I am right now, so give them that.
probably more athletic than me, too. Then again, I don't know. I mean, we could test that out, Bellas.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Meet me in the ring.
Yeah,
Let's
do it.
go.
I'll do it. I'll settle my differences with them in the ring. Let's do it.
I don't want to fracture my nose again, so I probably should stay out of there. I'll tell you somebody who's fractured, and it's his career. It's AJ Styles, who unfortunately was retired by the career killer himself, Gunther. Not that surprising if you pay attention and watch this show on a monthly basis, weekly basis. We've been giving you the lineup of what Gunther is going to do. It was first Goldberg, then it was John Cena. Now it's the phenomenal AJ Styles. And speaking of phenomenal, Brett, I thought this matchup was honestly the perfect way for AJ to go out. Gunther's style, a lot of people don't get. A lot of people on TikTok are going to say, oh, he's boring. No, he's just really good at being the best heel technical wrestler in the company. I'm curious if you agree with that, and how'd you feel about the way they went about retiring AJ Styles here?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think it was a match. It was what was needed at the end of the day. Gunther, you're not going to have him lose to AJ Styles, especially when AJ Styles had already broadcasted that this was going to be his last year in wrestling, regardless. As far as retirement matches go, to me, it still left a little bit to be desired, and I think that was done on purpose because I don't think AJ Styles is done wrestling. I think he's done wrestling in WWE, and I don't think it's going to be AEW. I think he'll ultimately go to TNA and probably do something, maybe one more match somewhere or maybe against I was going to say Samoa Joe, but he's in AEW, so that would make sense. But, again, I don't think he goes back to AEW or anything like that. But ultimately, I think to touch on what you said about Gunther is, one, he's a big dude in the ring, doing the things that he is doing. And whether you think it's boring or not, this is what wrestling is. This is what these types of wrestlers look like at their peak. And if you don't believe me, go watch Undertaker in his peak. Go watch Kane in his peak. Go watch some of the other bigger guys in their peak.
Big Show.
The Big Show. This is exactly how they wrestle, but Gunther has the technical ability that those guys didn't. So you add all that into Gunther's repertoire, and it just makes him that much more of a threat in the industry. I do think he is one of the bigger megastars, especially with how he is as a heel and how the crowd reacts to him. It's fantastic. So, yeah, exactly. You weren't going to hear that in Saudi, unfortunately. But but all things considered, again, I think it was a great match. There were instances where I was like, is AJ going to win this? And then, obviously towards the end, very similar to the Cena match where he took the life out of AJ. But no. Ultimately, great match. Again, Gunther is one of the best that is doing it right now. So for anybody that's like, oh, he's boring, it's like, okay, then go watch AAA. Watch all the people who are high-flying, if that's the wrestling that you want to watch, because they are phenomenal at it. And then just stay out of the comment section.
Yeah, no doubt. I totally agree with you there. And I don't think it could have gone a better way. Ian, you might feel differently, but I do want to pull up your friend Kind's comment here. He is adamant. He's saying, I'm telling you, he's going to AEW, Ian. You're the AEW tribalist here. Help me out.
True. I think there's a really, really good chance. Tony's got a very not our Tony Khan of AEW. He's got a very high reputation of when he praises somebody and likes them, he brings them in. Minoru Suzuki was one of them. Suzuki was his favorite wrestler growing up, and he brought him to AEW, and that shocked a lot of people at the time. Not us, because we weren't New Japan fans necessarily, but he's been very adamant on AJ Styles as one of his Mount Rushmores. And if he's available, which he is, and for a good chunk of the year that he said this is going to be his last year, I'm definitely not putting it out of question.
No, never say never.
It's going to be really tough to book it. I will say that because we'll talk about it. The main event scene in AEW right now is in a really good spot, and it's really tough to fit in pieces. Like even Will Ospreay coming back, whenever that happens, it's going to be really tough. So the only way I see it happening is straight for the title, wins the title, and does a sting where when I lose the title, I'm done. And I think that's how you get a lot of your dream matches that you want to get out of him. They're not going to be incredible. They're not going to be absolutely, oh my gosh. But they could be. The talent that they're facing up against, even Kenny Omega right now, obviously back from injury, it's like Kenny Omega's on another gear right now, and I think he's fully back. So I'm not putting it out of question, and I'm not thinking it's going to happen, but also I can see it.
I mean, I'm not either. We know in wrestling, it's never say never. There's a reason that saying is repeated time and time again. I just don't see the reason why he would. Because what else is there left for AJ Styles to accomplish? And yeah, sure. Yeah. If that's the reason, then more power to you, AJ. Go do it then. Go have your fun. I don't care. But I just listened to his interview with Stephanie McMahon on her podcast. That sounds like a man that is ready to go be a dad to his 11-year-old daughter at home. He's got some older sons that have gone on to play sports, but he's got a little girl there, his only girl. He was talking about it on that podcast. So go check out Stephanie's podcast if you haven't. He's got a daddy-daughter dance in 6 days from now. I just think AJ is totally content with what he accomplished in his career. And I feel like us as fans should, honestly, at least for the time being now, stop fantasy booking where AJ's going to go. Because what if AJ Styles wants to just go out like this?
Then it was a great match. And there's no other way that I would have wanted him to go out.
Exactly.
Well, and I think that's what makes wrestling, this is like, I know a lot of people go overboard with, like, he 100% is going to this place. I can't wait for it. And they get disappointed and will get angry at the company or whatever.
You're the one getting word, kind. You're just an AEW shill.
Yeah.
So, moving on. The issue, I've lost my train of thought. Thank you, Kyle.
Way to go, Kyle.
Sorry, he got me.
Unbelievable.
That's Kind's fault. That's not my fault. He got me. I do want to shout out to Smalls, who's stopping by in the chat.
Smalls!
Used to hang out with Brett and I way back in the day. Ian, we probably haven't talked to him in decades.
Who's Biggs?
There is no Biggs over here. That's just Smalls.
It's just Smalls, yeah. That's just Smalls.
We just called him Smalls. He's a great guy. It's great to see him.
There's a story there. I'll ask after.
He's making his own fun fantasy. He can't be getting worked if there's no working going on. I guess that's a fair counterpoint.
Well, and here's my thing, too. It's, again, you're absolutely right as far as the interview goes. It does sound like somebody who, again, you miss a lot of milestones when you're on the road.
That's what he talked about.
Kids. And every wrestler has talked about that in their time. It's like, I want to try to get that time back.
Yeah.
You'll never get that time back, one. Two, I do think it's still in the realm of possibilities. Like you said, never say never, that he takes 3 or 4 months and then gets a massive pop coming back at TNA or something random, right? And then maybe that'll be it. Maybe he just comes out, thanks to fans, appreciate you guys. I want to touch on Kind's comment saying that it was rushed. What were they going to do with John Cena's run? They weren't going to have them... they weren't going to have their runs going cohesively. So, like, this is what they had to do.
I think I said it on one of my shows about, Oh, no, go ahead, Ian. Sorry.
No, his contract was up.
Well, yeah.
They had to rush it. Exactly. That's number one. Sorry, keep going.
Well, no, I was just going to say the reason I don't think people realized we were in AJ's retirement run is because John's was going on at the same time. They were coincided together. AJ Styles got a tag team title run at the end of his career. He got matches with CM Punk. He got matches with John Cena. He got matches with Dom Mysterio. He kind of got his retirement tour there, and then who better than Gunther right now to end his career? And like you said, Ian, with the contract already expiring then, Why not just end the career at the same PLE that you debuted on?
Well, and people will hate it because it was in Saudi, which I get it. I completely understand. But also, that's going to make you the most money. So as a company, can't blame them. Can't just say, why don't you do it on the Raw after WrestleMania or Raw after Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Because less people are going to be watching. There you go.
Do we really want to talk about this match much at all? Drew beating Sami Zayn. It wasn't bad by any means, but it wasn't good.
It's all right.
It
was just okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I'm on the opposite side of you when it comes to Sami Zayn because I think he's okay. I will never understand the massive push that he continues to get. But
Never mind. I'm on the opposite side of you.
right, that's what I'm saying. I know both of you guys really enjoy Sami Zayn.
We're pro Sami over here, but majority of people are anti Sami right now.
Yeah, I don't understand the kind of force feed into this position at this point in time with Drew. But again, the whole SmackDown storyline and how everything's being written right now is just confusing as hell to me. So I'm like,
It's going to be a fatal four-way.
Don't know what to expect come WrestleMania, but
I think it's Orton, Fatu, Cody, and Drew.
I agree.
And I don't know where that leaves Sami, to be honest with you.
well, that's my thing. It's like, why then?
Where do you put Sami on that card?
Do a money.
He's 0-12 now, Ian, against Drew McIntyre, by the way. Do you think in any way, shape, or form this is leading to maybe Sami winning next year's Rumble and potentially main eventing WrestleMania in Saudi?
As much as I love the underdog story of Sami Zayn, because he is one of the perfect underdogs. Like, he's fantastic at doing it in the ring as a character. He's awesome. He's got the crowd behind him. I don't know if people will buy in unless he goes on an absolute
That long
awful
term, you're
warning.
thinking?
Yeah, I don't. It's gonna be really difficult unless he just literally just starts losing like crazy, and it's not a stat where it's like, oh, did you know he's losing this money? It's got to be in your face. How does he keep losing? But you gotta have to wait and play it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the match, like we said, nothing spectacular here. You could even tell the crowd was kind of just out on it, which was surprising.
Gonna mention, I saw a lot of people a lot of people were using this match as their bathroom break, like in a lot of the camera angles, and I know they tried to cut quickly,
Yeah.
a lot of times, but I noticed that multiple times watching the match, you could see like a group of people getting up, walking away, turning their backs to the ring, which obviously is always a no as a producer. But
Well, they said that was a big thing, too, in Saudi because they had, like, that little WWE world right outside that they created for them. And I watched a couple vlogs, actually, today because I had a lot of time on my hands, obviously. And they were saying that the tickets for, like, if you're American going over to Saudi, you could go to SmackDown for $7 $7.
yeah,
You could have gone to the Royal Rumble for $20.
yeah.
So people were just kind of wandering around, not really paying attention to the show 24/7, just because the fact that it was basically free to get into the building. Which is crazy because the Saudi Arabian government, or whatever the fuck they call it over there, created this entire world and stadium just for this. Can you imagine what they're going to actually do for WrestleMania next year?
I mean, they're already taking it down, the Rumble.
Oh, are they really taking that place down?
Yeah, that was all temporary stuff. So it's
I'll just say this: oil money could get you a lot of money these days.
it's already being taken down. If
You're paying for all that construction, the tear down, the setup,
It's a whole different
Holy
story. It's
shit.
a whole different story. I could talk to you
And
after.
I think that is happening too. I do think there is a theme park that is coming to Saudi Arabia as well. I guess we're in the wrong country, but then again, we're actually probably in the right country if we want to compare apples to oranges here. But then we're not going down that rabbit hole.
Stop.
We're not going down that rabbit hole. We're not getting into the politics here. That's not this kind of podcast. Paying. Okay. Once again, no, it's not that kind of podcast. Sorry, not repeating that. We're not. Let's move on. Main event of the Royal Rumble was the men's Royal Rumble, and as we know, our tribal chief won that Royal Rumble, and we found out on Monday Night Raw. We just straight got to the point. He's calling out CM Punk. We know it's going to be the main event of night 2. Z-Bros going at it. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. And Ian, I find this interesting because I said on Kayfabe Coffee, episode 1, I was just meh with Roman Reigns winning. I thought it was the safe play. And then they do that segment on Monday Night Raw, and I'm like, okay, I get it. This is the main event of WrestleMania, and I'm not mad that Roman Reigns won the Rumble. I don't know how you feel about it.
copy and paste what you just said because I saw the promo and I was immediately sold because when not only Punk, but when you have Roman really investing into it and using some emotion in his promos and he talking like a badass that he is, I am sold. I am very much sold on this match, and that was only week 1. We have a long ways until WrestleMania, so this build is going to be fun. I was shocked that they announced it this early. I thought they were going to give Roman the break as the usual WWE. Don't see him for another 3 weeks, and no, they got right to the point. So I'm worried they're going to bring him away, but you still have Punk with that title. He's going to be at Raw. He'll be talking a lot too.
It's a double-edged sword announcing it this early because clearly in the middle of the promo, Punk is still calling out Balor. Which will likely be another match. And
Elimination
at this
Chamber.
Point, right. And at this point, you're like, okay, well, one, Punk's not going to lose in Chicago regardless. But two, you're like, okay, you're going to be the main event of night 2 of WrestleMania, which is awesome. Love to see Punk there. It's going to be great. But again, it's like now you're taking the suspense out of will Punk lose it before WrestleMania? Like, and I know this has been business as usual for the WWE. It's always, I'm gonna go after you, assuming you still have the title. It's like obviously they're gonna still have the fucking title. They're not gonna take it off the person, and then just make it. I just was really going for the title. I don't care that it's you. Roman made it personal. I hate you. This is why I'm going for the title. It's because I hate you. I cannot stand you and what you stand for. The build is going to be electric. I cannot wait for the match. All the promos that are going to follow. I really wish Roman will be there more often, and I think he may. Who knows? I don't know what he has filming anymore after they've wrapped Street Fighter, but either way, I'm excited for the build. I'm excited for that match at WrestleMania 2. As far as the surprise for me in terms of like him winning the Royal Rumble, it kind of seemed obvious after Breaker got fucking kicked out at the very beginning of the match.
That was exactly my thought.
As soon as he left, I was like, 2 angles here. Either Finn Balor comes running in, or he gets tossed in, kicked out, and then Roman Reigns, whenever he comes in, is going to win the match. There's just so many possibilities for that main event, with Rollins, Heyman being involved at some point. Who knows? But ultimately, that's a world that I want to live in because I'm very excited for that match. That will get my pirate hat back on for that match as well, to pull that up on the old computer. So
yeah, it's Roman Reigns there's nobody like him, and I get it. A lot of people get aggravated because he is pretty much a part-timer, but he's earned that right. And you might hate me saying that he's earned that right, but he has. Because when he goes on your television screen, he makes everybody instantly better. He elevates whoever he's going up against. CM Punk just gets another level here in this feud, and vice versa, because Punk's going to get his lick back on the mic. Punk was just accepting the fact that, all right, I finally have an equal here. Let's fucking go. It's WrestleMania season. That's how I took it. That's the vibe how I got it. We better get Roman Reigns more than we usually do. I agree with the people. But Roman hate now is so fucking annoying because it's just because he's at the top once again. And what he said on the Pat McAfee show is true. He went away for 2.5 years and nobody took the ball from him. Oh, well.
True.
He's back. I acknowledge him. I'm glad to see that that's our main event. The men's Royal Rumble, though, as a whole,
bleh.
Underwhelming.
It happened.
I still have a bad taste in my mouth from it.
Oba.
Oba was great.
Oba was great.
Siobhan was great.
I don't know.
Royce Keys.
Yeah, Javon was great. Yeah, seeing him, which again to no pop.
Lesnar looked great.
Infuriated me. Yeah. Oh, shocker! Shocker that he'd agree for a paycheck to come in and look great and then get eliminated during an entrance.
That was weird. I mean, God, the Jey Uso stuff. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because we got to talk AEW, and I don't want to go super long today.
Yeah.
But we could go down that rabbit hole if we really wanted to. But overall, Brett, if you had to give it a letter grade, what would you give the Royal Rumble before we send you to the backstage?
Overall, I'm going to give it a B-.
I think that's where I was at.
Yeah. I think the women's Rumble carried, personally. But yeah, B-. I wasn't angry with it. I didn't. Again, there were some things in the men's Rumble where I was just like, absolutely not. This did not work, and why are they doing this?
Didn't work, yeah.
But and then the Jey Uso nonsense that's just driving me up a wall.
We can have an whole episode on Jey Uso.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, ultimately B- wasn't tremendous. But I think ultimately when I sat back and waited a day to kind of consume it in my mind, I really think it's what we needed going into
WrestleMania.
The push to WrestleMania. I think they did exactly what they wanted to do. They told the storylines. They gave the hints towards the turns and things of that nature. So we'll be in for one hell of a ride coming into WrestleMania.
That's what's cool about the Royal Rumble and multi-person match. You can set up a lot of other feuds and tell other stories, and that's what really came out of these Royal Rumbles. I know there was a lot of negativity surrounding the PLE as a whole, which is totally understanding. You're the right to have your opinion, but us over here, we're kind of hanging in the B- C+ range. It was all right. We had our fun. It wasn't terrible by any means, but Brett, always a pleasure, my friend. Time to send you into the shadows.
Bye, Bert.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
AEW!
Oh, wow. Now we could go crazy, folks. I spent, and you're going to be in amazement here, 35 minutes by myself talking AEW uninterrupted.
I did see that. I saw a couple clips. Yeah. I'll give it to you. It's impressive. You're opening up a little bit, and we were doing a little bit of live texting too last night. That was a good turn. I like that.
I said it on Kayfabe Coffee this morning. AEW has sort of restored the feeling with me. Nothing like 2021-22, but I'm really, really enjoying AEW right now. So let's talk about some of the big headlines coming out of AEW this past week, and one of them going way back to Collision on Saturday, because we haven't even, I don't think, addressed the fact that Tommaso Ciampa is now in AEW. Not only is he in AEW, he's already the TNT champion as he defeated Mark Briscoe in a fantastic match on Collision this Saturday. Overall thoughts. One, how you feeling about Ciampa in AEW and him now holding gold this soon?
Okay, couple things. So first off, it's not Gold, it's Sylvie, as he's calling him, calling the belt. So Sylvie is here, not Goldie. Goldie
and Sylvie, there we go.
Goldie and Sylvie. But it all goes all the way back to Dynamite last week as surprise entrant with Mark Briscoe, and I didn't even watch Ring of Honor. I never really did at all, but they go way back with Ring of Honor. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure Tommaso and Mark Briscoe
yes.
Like, that was Tommaso's debut feud was against the Briscoes. So, awesome callback. It was very heartfelt. You could see how much these two love each other, and it was a really cool moment. You don't see that a lot in wrestling, where it feels genuine. But, yeah, entrance looks absolutely incredible. It sounds incredible. That song made my playlist right off the bat. It's one of those where it's like, this just makes sense. Everyone was kind of hesitant about having Tommaso come over. It's like, yeah, another AEW guy. Yeah, why not throw him in WWE or throw him in AEW? When you think about it, it's like, man, it kind of makes sense because he could, like a Ricochet, can kind of revitalize and recover his career a little bit in his own motivation. And usually I would be like, of course, we're going to give the title straight to the WWE guy. But again, this one felt right. It doesn't feel like a Tommaso Ciampa of old necessarily. It feels like a new character they're bringing in. But you were watching him in NXT, so I want your thoughts more.
Yeah, that's funny that you bring up the NXT days, because that's where I was going to start with all this, because Tommaso Ciampa has a big emotional attachment to me as a pro wrestling fan, because as you guys know, I have an NXT podcast, been watching NXT since its inception, and him and Johnny Gargano were two of my favorite NXT superstars. I thought their run there in NXT were some of the best years in professional wrestling. And it was very unfortunate because once they got to the main roster in the WWE, yes, they got to do their tag stuff, which was fun for a little bit, but it kind of got stale, and we didn't really get to see the true Tommaso Ciampa. And I feel like, once again, he's kind of revitalized his career in a way by going to AEW, because he even spoke on it, I believe, in an interview. I don't know who this interview was with, so I apologize, but He said he likes the underground feel in professional wrestling. That's why he loved NXT back in the day, because it had that underground excitement. Like, you had to be a diehard and in the know to know about NXT. That's what he likes with AEW. So I think what you were saying, it's like, oh, here goes another WWE guy to AEW. No, this is a guy that's going to fit better, I think, in AEW. His style, I think, just fits that AEW mold perfectly. And him winning that title right away, what a better way to put yourself on the map and solidify yourself as a top guy in the company. Ciampa's still got some quality years ahead of him, Ian. I wouldn't be surprised if he works his way to the main event scene eventually.
Well, and another thing, too, is like Collision's kind of always been in that stagnant zone where it's like, okay, Collision's on this Saturday. I'll see if I'm free. If I'm free, I might tune in for a little bit. Now you have Tommaso Ciampa. He's got a 3-way match. I think it's Roderick Strong and somebody else.
Yeah, it was commented right here.
Oh, Claudio. Oh, yeah. I want to watch that. And I think that's new for Collision. And establishing Tommaso, brand new debut. His first match is there. He won the title. Okay, now I need to go watch Tommaso with that title on Collision. They have kind of dropped the ball because they tried to do that with Adam Cole for a little while with that TNT title, and it was really difficult because sometimes you see him on Dynamite. So that was your Adam Cole for the week. Now it is Tommaso Ciampa's on Collision. You have to go watch it there. So I think what they're doing with it is important because, I mean, they brought in 500,000 viewers this past week.
Oh, wow, that's a
Collision.
big number for them on Collision.
Huge for Collision. They're usually at like 350. I'm not even a huge numbers guy, but like a jump like that, you gotta kind of appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Ciampa is like given the opportunity to cut serious champion promos, that's when he's at his best. When he had Goldie in NXT, when he was the Blackheart of NXT, that's when he was at his best. So this is perfect way to introduce him to the AEW audience. It's not like even like you're introducing, because majority of the people that are AEW fans know who Tommaso Ciampa is and know what he brings to the table. It's just a reintroduction, a new fresh coat of paint on him. And now instead of Goldie, it's Sylvie, but you're still getting that true black heart. And that's what all of us wrestling fans love about Tommaso Ciampa. Because like Kind said, he has the raw talent. Should have been given more of a chance in WWE. But AEW will give them the chance he deserves, and he will shine. What are you laughing at?
It's just
the way he words it.
But as always, it's like,
no, and it's not always, yeah, because that's not
Not
true.
always.
Everybody that goes over to AEW does not succeed. If anything, I think there's more people that go from AEW to WWE that look better. I mean, look at Cody Rhodes.
Look at Miro.
Jade Cargill. Look at Ricky Saints. Miro was not one of them.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't even know why he was in the Rumble. I said that on my Kayfabe
So
Coffee
bad.
show. I was just like, that was my one negative, was just Rusev? Question mark? That was it.
He was
That's
there.
all I got. Yeah.
Made it.
He watched both shows anyway, but Collision will gain more viewers now with Ciampa. The triple threat could be match of the year contender. They've had a lot of match of the year contenders already. I swear, man. It's been a very strong year of wrestling. And it continued when Andrade got arguably the biggest win of his career against Kenny Omega. And I spoke at length this morning about it, so I'm really curious on how you felt about Andrade getting the win here.
I absolutely love what they're trying to do with Andrade because I think it's working. The dude is getting actual reactions, which if you tie Andrade with reactions from years past, you would not be on the same page of what's going on now. He's a legitimate heel, and I think I told you this. I was like, I was a little skeptical and a little worried of him joining the Don Callis family because anybody could be a Don Callis guy, and yes, you get the TV time, but you're usually just a guy. You're in the Don Callis
Like
family.
Lance Archer, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. But they're putting this rocket on Andrade, and it's not because he's a Don Callis guy. This is something refreshing, and this is something new for the Don Callis family, and it's like a new era a little bit. So they keep
Don't say new era.
What?
The Triple H has been saying that every fucking month.
Oh.
You're not online like I am. Sorry.
No. But they continue to surprise us because going into Andrade versus Kenny Omega, I genuinely was like, I have no idea who's going to win this match, and that's crazy because Kenny Omega's in the match. This main event scene right now is absolutely jam-packed, and they keep showing us how jam-packed it is. And what I like about it is, we're going to talk about it in the main event, but everybody's going for that title. It doesn't matter who it is. Everybody, they're making this title important. So, yeah, great match this past week, or yesterday, I guess, but I was shocked. I was happy.
I do want to address this question because Eric's asked it a few times and we've kind of glossed over it because Kyne's had a lot of comments. How long until Johnny and Candice join Ciampa? I don't even know if they're going to join him, to be honest.
I
wouldn't be surprised, but like...
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like, I want to see Tommaso by himself.
By himself, me too.
Without, like, prove it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need Johnny throughout every stage of your life. As much as we love to see Johnny.
Yeah.
I know you love Johnny, but it's also like...
I mean, he's right there.
Yeah, he's in the room with you.
Yeah.
But at some point, that would be awesome. But give the guy like a year or two just to tone his craft because he's got a lot of. Tommaso is very open about it. Like he ain't going anywhere for a while. He thinks he's in the prime of his career, which is awesome.
And in a weird way, I actually think this could be better for Johnny Gargano as well. I think there's only room for one, like, middle of the card kind of guy that's a little undersized, but he's a gritty underdog. And I think Johnny can play that role a little better than Ciampa. And Ciampa's more of a serious character that's going to benefit more from going to AEW. So if anything, I think Johnny should probably stay because I think he could probably do a little more with Candice, maybe. And that's just me being an optimist.
I was going to say the crowd needs to get behind him because
they need to give them a reason to get behind Johnny Gargano and show him what he's made of because he had matches with Andrade in NXT that are some of the best matches that I've ever seen.
Yep.
What let him beat Hangman? Give me MJF versus Andrade Revolution, and that's what I said on Kayfabe Coffee. I actually think Andrade probably has a good chance at beating Hangman Page.
I don't know yet. I haven't really thought that far. Like I said, this main event scene is insane right now.
What, in AEW? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Andrade versus MJF obviously is heel versus heel, though.
Yeah, agreed. And that's kind of a streak versus title
champion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's many ways to play it.
It's not as exciting.
No, I think Hangman on this revenge. We'll talk about the main event here in a second.
Well, that's really the only other thing I had, unless you want to talk about anything else from Dynamite. Like I said, I talked a lot about it earlier, so I didn't really want to do too much of getting my shit in, brother.
Yeah, I mean, we should say, hopefully Jake Doyle. We pray for Jake Doyle.
What did I miss?
Oh, you missed. He got injured pretty badly. Tore his bicep, I think.
When was this?
A week ago. I was on a collision match, I think.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch.
But yeah, I don't think it was like noticeable, but report came out after.
Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, that was a week ago. Yeah. Sorry,
so
I forgot about that.
Prayers for Jake Doyle. Hopefully he recovers well. It's at a tough time because I liked Jake Doyle and Mark Davis. I liked what they were doing, but they did give Mark Davis the match with Hangman this week. So and he looked good. It's tough. It is really tough.
Like I said, he's just kind of like a big guy that hits hard. It's good to have that guy on the card, but I don't take Mark Davis seriously as a singles competitor. He's kind of just a body, and that's no disrespect whatsoever. Not everybody's going to be a superstar, but a guy that can be a superstar, and I talked at length about him this morning once again, is Brody King, and he squashed MJF. Literally squashed him. I think it was in less than 2-3 minutes or something like that. Good, Ian. Good, because no harm, no foul. The title wasn't on the line. Brody King is a star, I think.
Absolutely. We've said it for a while, and the only thing that kind of lacked was his promos, but I think he's gotten better. He's learned to use the crowd because the crowd is behind him. Brody's he's just like a big teddy bear that you want to cheer for and want to like because he's just that giant big dude that could kill anybody, but he's also really nice. So that is a character in itself. So I'm excited for what this means. Obviously,
he's not winning.
No, I don't think he's winning either. But they've been surprising us a lot. I wouldn't be upset if he won.
No, I would.
Really?
Because, like, what the hell did you put the title back on MJF for? Just to hot shot it to Brody King? That does.
Yeah.
I think it hurts MJF, honestly. I know I usually say MJF doesn't get hurt by much, but that actually, I think, would hurt MJF.
Yeah, I could see that. That's fair.
That's just me. This was just fucking awesome. Just perfectly worked well, especially after last week's promo. I think this was the big turning point for Brody, even though it didn't go and win the title. Yeah. Shout out to the crowd, too, by the way. Yeah, they were in Vegas, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for Brody versus MJF. Tony, please don't put him right back in the tag division with Buddy. Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier too, me and Eric, is that we're just worried that they're going to put Brody King right back into the tag division after this.
It is really tough because Brody did lay it out there and said, I think what's going to happen is it's going to turn into a Buddy versus Brody feud, if anything, because...
You think Buddy Matthews is worth that kind of feud? Or you're saying non-title feud, right?
Non-title feud, yeah.
Okay,
No. I think what's going to happen is the trio of Brodito and then Buddy coming in and be like, hey, where'd you go, man?
Yeah.
I think that's a feud in of itself. I don't know how they play it or who turns on who, but I think there's something there.
So who do you think is actually the one that could take that title off MJF? Is it still Hangman Page to you? Or do you think it's... Because I think it might stretch all the way to All In. I think it might be Ospreay. I think he's going to hold it all year, go through all these baby faces. I think they're going to line up Hangman again. They're going to line up Swerve. And I think MJF's running through them all.
If I was forced to choose on who is going to take the title in current roster right now, not returns that are coming later, it'd be Kenny. I think Kenny has the best story going into it. It is a legitimate I'm back kind of push, and he's been firing on all cylinders. Like I said earlier, I think he would be the guy to take that title.
Man, I don't know. I don't think I need to see Kenny Omega with the world title ever again. That might be a hot take. I think they have enough younger talent there in that company that could get a run that would benefit more from it. Now, if Kenny was to have a short reign, I wouldn't be mad at that, and then maybe a big top heel. But I don't know. That's just me. I don't think Kenny Omega needs to be in the major title scene. I think they were showing signs last night when he lost to Andrade there. I think Kenny's now in his elevating talent era.
Yeah, and the feud's going to be Swerve versus Kenny, and Swerve is obviously writing on the wall, turning heel very soon, and turning into his Swerve self that got himself over. So yeah. I'm excited for that, but I don't think you're wrong at all. But again, it's like Swerve and Kenny, if you were to throw them at that main title, you're not batting an eye. You're like, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah. A lot of people probably would like Fletcher to win over MJF, but how do you tell that story?
Oh, Fletcher's going to turn face. He's going to have the biggest...
Think?
Oh, my gosh. He's going to have the biggest babyface pop of all time.
Well, I mean, if he is going to turn face, then I'm cool with it. Yeah, but
it's going to happen.
Interesting.
No,
AJ Styles is not going to... No, that's not happening. It's not happening. No, it's not happening. Why are there so many... It's not happening. I'm sorry. It's not happening. And then it's going to happen. And then... This is going to be clipped.
It's going to happen.
I'm not going to be mad if it doesn't happen. I just don't think it is happening. I love AJ Styles. If we get an opportunity to see him wrestle again, sign me up. I'm cool with it. Because AJ Styles, I would probably put 5th all-time on my list.
Oh, I didn't watch him in Impact, so I can't say the same.
It must be easy, kind, because if I clipped all of your wrong takes, I would have a portfolio of stuff.
Kind does a shotgun spread of takes, and then
he covered. I think I was watching a match where he's like, I want Kalani to win, but somebody else was in the match, and he was like, oh, I called it that she was gonna win. I'm like, what?
Are you talking about Kalani James?
What?
Do you not remember that they called Kalani Jordan about 10 times?
Oh, did they really? I did not notice that. Oh my gosh,
you didn't realize that? Oh, I was bad.
No, I didn't catch that during the Rumble.
Oh, I literally was like, did they change her name?
Is AJ ahead of Bryan on your all-time list? On my favorites, not on... I don't know about all-time. On my favorites, I like AJ Styles more than Daniel Bryan, yes.
That's a really good question, though, Eric.
Mine would be John Cena, Roman Reigns, Charlotte Flair, probably at the number 3 spot, which is going to piss a lot of people off. AJ Styles is probably number 5, and I'd put CM Punk maybe at number 4.
That'd be my
top 5.
That's a good top 5. I don't have an answer for you.
Yeah.
You're not going to have Undertaker in there? What the fuck is wrong with you?
You know I never watched during the Undertaker era.
Oh, my God.
It's my personal favorites. God, I love how my favorites get people so mad. I love how opinions get people so mad in the wrestling community. It's so funny.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels? What are we doing?
He's not in my favorites. We're not talking about all-time lists. If it was all-time list, I could tell you my all-time list. Shawn Michaels is definitely in my top 4 all-time. No doubt about that. We could have that conversation for days. I don't think that's blasphemy.
He was never a Punk guy.
Yeah, I was a John Cena guy growing up. And Brett can attest to this. Brett was always the Punk guy. I was always the Cena guy. And then I grew an appreciation for Punk when he came back.
Yep.
Right, Brett?
I was just ahead of my time. Yeah.
Brett can confirm. So there you go. There's my lore on CM Punk as he eats his dinner while we have to decide who the MVM is, which I think we're split.
You're deciding. Yes, you're deciding.
I have to decide?
Hey, brother.
I have to?
Yeah, that's how this works.
Man, I could really be a dick if I wanted to right now,
Yes,
couldn't I?
You could.
I have all the power in the world to crown the next
This
MVM.
is Gag's choice. This is Mr. OTM's choice. I just want you guys to know that.
So there was somebody in the comment section that just seemed to rip every one of my takes. He commented a lot, but man, he really didn't like me tonight. But I am a bigger and better man than some. Not saying I'm a better man than Kine. I'm just a bigger and better man than some. The new MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling podcast is Kine. Congrats. Proud of you. You did it. Yeah! That wasn't me that hit it. That wasn't me that hit it. That wasn't me that hit it, for the record. I'm not throwing whoever did hit it under the bus, but hi, Mom. Always showing up at the very end of every single podcast. Do you just check your Facebook at 8 p.m.?
Central, not Eastern time.
She always gets it mixed up. But you know, if she wanted to keep up with the start time, she could follow us on the socials, right, Ian?
That is true. Yes, at Pot on the Mark over on Twitter, or at @mainevent_net, because it's also going to be reposted over there on Instagram and on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it.
And guys, there's a daily wrestling upload on the Main Event Wrestling Network every day now. So go ahead and subscribe over there. Hit that QR code in the corner. Subscribe to us on YouTube, because we are on the road to 600 subscribers, and we are live usually every single Thursday. Okay, you were out? What were you doing on a Thursday night?
Getting hammered.
What were you doing on What were you doing on a Thursday night, Mama? Come on. It kind of is an OTM lifer for sure. The MVM from last week, Tony only shows up for PLEs. Ian, right? He's at least stated that.
He has stated that. He call him the Roman Reigns of OTM.
And Eric, you were close because there was a vote for you. And she went to Tomato Bar, and she had a water to drink.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
My mom doesn't drink ever. I come from a family that rarely drinks.
That's hard to believe.
Well, my grandparents who are deceased probably drank a lot, but I don't need to speak of the dead here on the podcast. So, what a great way to end this podcast, talking about my dead grandparents. Anybody else? Anybody else have dead grandparents you want to talk about in the chat before we go? Thanks, Bert. I needed that. Ian, tell the listeners where they can find a bunch of good OTM and main event merch.
Yeah, you can find us on the markwrestlingpodcast.com. You could get an OTF&M shirt. You get the OTM sweater. You get the literally anything OTM branded. You could find it, even a coffee mug, which would be perfect for your new show. Because if you drink coffee, like I started doing, you could watch a coffee. Do you drink coffee during the show?
I drank coffee during one of the 3 episodes. I had Monster on 2 of the 3. Well, I even said that on the show. I go, guys, I am an energy drink guy as well. I still have an espresso machine though, so I'm a legit coffee guy.
Yeah, but prove it, you know. But anyway, we also have Main Event Wrestling Network merch as well.
That's right, at mainevent_net on all the socials. Like we said a little bit ago, subscribe. We're on the road to 600. Ian still owes us a 24-hour stream that I do not know when the hell he's going to do it.
I got a lot of time now, brother.
Well, it has to happen this year. I'm telling you.
It will.
It needs to happen in 2026, or me and Brett are going to come up with an even worse punishment. I don't know what it's going to be, but if you don't pay your due...
I would like to hear it. I would like to hear what
I don't think you should be able to hear it, because if you can't fulfill your bet that you made from last year and this year... in a 365 days, you don't deserve rights. Yeah. Ooh. See?
Tough. Okay. Fair enough. Understandable.
We'll talk off air about that. So let us know down in the comment section before we go what Ian's punishment will be.
On stream.
Okay, we're not going to go that far. Nobody wants you to die. And if you feel like dying, reach out to somebody. In serious note, real quick, because we all go through our mental health struggles at times. If you ever need someone to talk to, us here at OTM are always available. You can slide in our DMs, our personal DMs right here on screen, or at Pod on the Mark, because every month is Mental Health Awareness Month over here at OTM. And we appreciate every single one of you for tuning in every single week, because next week we're going with episode 280. And I think we have, Grand Slam coming up, right? We got some big things coming up, don't we?
Grand Slam is 2 weeks from now.
I think it's next week.
Is it next week? Oh,
I think it's next week. I could be wrong, though. That's so nice. You know, Mom, I'm a professional. This is what I do. This is my job. So send me more money, Mom. Thanks. And thank you all for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.